Hi, this is Greg from Structural Toolkit, and in this video we're going through in detail how to use print views in analysis. Print views allow the user to create saved presets of various views within a model. These views can range from showing membered forces, deflections, sizes, and can be used in conjunction with grips. These views can then be printed or exported. In our analysis light video we did cover print views briefly, but in this video we're going to go through them in much more detail. So usually you would start to make print views once you are done with your model and its loadings. For this video we'll use a simple brace frame that was created earlier with the wizard feature of analysis standard. On this model we have a combination of dead, live and wind loads. And for our printouts we'll be interested in seeing the geometry, loadings, member forces and deflections. So there are two ways to create our print views to achieve this. First way is to create all the views manually, giving us full control over the initial state of each view, but can be quite tedious. The second way is to use the auto-generate option to have analysis generate them for us. However, to give a good idea of how these print views work, we'll create them all manually to begin with, and we'll look at the auto-generate option later. So before we create our views, we'll analyze our model to make sure we have access to all the information we want in our print views. Next we can open up the Prints menu at the top, and we'll be given a box within which we can create and manage our views, and functions in a similar way to many of the other menus in analysis. The first print view we'll create will be our geometry. So to do this we'll want to show the geometry on model, and we can do this by pressing Ctrl W twice, or alternatively using the relevant checkbox in the Viewer tab to the left. We'll then turn off any load shown on the model. And before we create the view, we'll make sure our camera view on our model is in a good position, as this will serve the basis for the view on the model as a print view. In this case our view is already pretty central and should do the job, so we'll leave it as it is. Now create a print view, we'll just click the plus button in the print views menu. We'll call it geometry, and we'll then be asked which camera view we want to use. Since we haven't created any camera views yet, we'll only be given the option to use the current view, which is why you would move your camera into a suitable position just before you create your first print view. We'll click OK, and just keep the name of it as view. This will save this camera view so we can use it on all our other print views later. With the print view created, we can now see it appear in the print views menu along with the name we specified and the camera view used. What we can now do is create the rest of our views with the same process. Now that all our print views are done, we can have a look at each of them by double clicking on each one in the print view menu. We might now be ready to just go ahead and print. However, if we look at our dead and wind combination print view, we can see that the numbers overlap a bit and probably won't look very good on the printout. What we can do then is edit our print view and update it. To edit the scaling of the forces on a model, we can use the scroll wheel on a mouse and the corresponding force letter. In our case, we've just used the A and the scroll wheel to represent axial forces. For other values such as moment, you'd use M, shear is V, and deflection is D. Have a look at our shortcuts menu for more details on this. To update the print view, all we need to do is press the update button here. And you can see that if we click on a different view and then go back, we can see that the print view has updated. There are also many other options here we can use, such as renaming or deleting a view. To the right we also have extra options for print views that affect the way the print view is exported or printed. And if we open one of these up, one such option is to change the orientation of the view. To show this, we'll change the geometry option to portrait and click OK. This will then update under the orientation and title description. What we could then do is reset the option with the Reset Options button, or even copy this option to another print view. If we were to do this to another print view, what it would do is it would link the options that have been set to the original. So that if we were to reset the original, the one that had been copied and pasted to would also reset as well. Another option we get is to also set a print view we've created as not printable, which works in the same way that not printable on standard structural documents work. So before we have a look at auto-generating print views, we'll also quickly look at what happens if you have a different camera view being used. To demonstrate this, we'll grab one of our current print views, edit the camera position, and try updating it. What will then be asked is which view do we want to use for this update? If we select view, it will just revert back to the original camera view we had. But if we select current view, we can then create a new camera view. And we'll just call this view 2. As we can see, the menu has updated to include this new camera view. And if we switch between two different print views, we can see how that camera view has been applied. The second way to do all the print views we created is with Auto Generate, which is found under the drop down of the Print Views button. Before we click Auto Generate, we'll move our camera view back into a more suitable position. And then click Auto Generate. Do note that using Auto Generate will require all existing print views to be deleted. So if you plan to do this and also make your own, do the Auto Generate first. We'll then get a dialog box that asks us what we want to auto-generate and if we want to combine the diagrams. To showcase what auto-generate does, we'll turn everything on and click OK. It'll ask if we want to create a new view for the camera that we're looking at. We'll go yes, and in this case we'll call it View 3. The auto-generate feature will create forced diagram print views for each combination present, except for when a load combination consists of only one type of load with a factor less than 0.8. This is to account for wind serviceability load and will instead be used in the deflection print views, meaning that in our case the combination of 0.68 wind load will not be used as its own combination, rather it will appear in the deflections print view as we can see here. At this point, you'd then want to go through each print view and scale things accordingly as needed. Once happy with the print views you've created, the next step would then be to print them out. You could either print them normally from the main part of Structural Toolkit, or you could use the Export All or Print All option in the Print Views dropdown. The final thing we'll look at in this video is using groups with print views. For details on how to use groups, have a look at our Analysis Standard video. Do note that this feature is for the Analysis Standard package only. To show this, we'll use a model that already has a created group. If we look here, we can see that we've already created a level 4 group. And to have this group selection be part of a print view, we just need to have it selected and then create a print view as we would normally. In this case, we'll just name it level 4, add it in. If we then select the other print view already present in this model, we can see going back and forth how the group has been incorporated into our level 4 print view. That about covers all you need to know for using print views in Toolkit. Feel free to check out our website and our other videos for more tutorials and help with using this software. If you have any questions, please contact our support team via email or by calling us. Thanks for watching.